tonight, which honestly actually has been more amusing for me than anything. One woman, she caught her husband jacking off to people that look like me, which at this point I'm like, fucking good. I don't know if you guys knew, the word tranny is kind of impolite. I went to see my mechanic recently. I drive an 09 Nissan Altima, and you guys know what that means. Tranny problems. And so I went into the garage, and the guy says, 09 Nissan Altima, you got tranny problems? And I'm like, plenty, bud. But he keeps saying the word over and over and over again. And at some point, it feels kind of fucking intentional, you know? So I'm like, hey, bud, why don't you fucking pipe down with that? And he says, listen here, bitch. And I was like, wow. That's so gender affirming. Love that. One thing that drives me nuts is when people call me a transgender. I'm a transgender person. Transgender is an adjective. A transgender would be a person who transgens, and I've been trying to do that my whole life and have not quite figured it out yet. I'd like to transgend space and time, transgend this mortal coil, one of those kinds of things. But I've never transgended anything else. But I did come up with a cool pilot for a TV show. It's called Avatar, The Last Transgender. It's this cool little Chinese kid. He does a bunch of nice little kung fu moves, and then everyone turns into a faggot. I can use that word. Please don't use it yourself. Also from Waterbury, Connecticut. So I love that got name dropped earlier. Waterbury, Connecticut, the world capital of abandoned mattresses.
Dirty water.
The dirty water, yeah, my hometown. I'm from Hillside, the worst fucking part. When I was growing up, I got bullied a lot, weird queer kid. And I never wanted to bully anybody as I got older, but I saw somebody recently while I was in Waterbury that just kind of fucking fit the bill, made me feel aggro a little bit, you know? It's a Segway cop. Who are you gonna catch on that fucking thing? Stephen Hawking? Lovely low-speed chase you got there. I know somebody else already asked if you guys like pornography tonight, and none of you said anything. Woo! Thank you. The rest of you are fucking liars.
Exactly.
It's all right to not feel comfortable with your sexuality, but at least one of us does. And by that I mean I'm comfortable with your sexuality, not mine. I don't have to deal with mine that often. I'm an engineer. How often do you get laid in that career? But I fucking love pornography. My favorite genre of pornography is VHS porn. I know what you're thinking. That's not a genre. It's a medium. But you're wrong, and that's okay. It's fine to be wrong. It's fine to be wrong as long as you're comfortable being corrected. And here's why it's its own genre. Because nowadays, when you're watching porn on the internet, you get to the end and you can just close your laptop and close the windows out and forget all of the dirty things you just watched, like, 15 Japanese girls peeing on a subway. Whatever, we've all seen it. Yeah. I like the confirmation. Love that attitude. Go get them. All those Japanese girls peeing on the subway. Every time it's a different thing. But VHS porn, if you got to the end before you came, you got this different story. And I'm 36, so I grew up having to watch my stepdad's VHS porn that he hid underneath the bed, as one does. VHS porn is great, because you got this guy, this plumber, he saunters into the room backwards, he says something vaguely satanic, takes off his cute little jumpsuit, and he proceeds to use his dick like a vacuum to clean off the girl's face. I think that's incredible. Like, I love the Marvel movies, and they keep killing off my favorite characters, Iron Man, Captain America, all those guys. I want Vacuum Dick Man for the next Avengers movie. Can I get Vacuum Dick Man? I grew up speaking both French and English, which is weird because I'm an Italian American, growing up in Waterbury, obviously. French is not a useful language, but I did realize I could do something recently. I decided to watch porn in other languages. Because I wanted to know, do people sound the same when they come in other languages? And it turns out, yes, pretty much across the board, everybody sounds exactly the same right before they come. Everyone sounds like they're gonna get into a car crash. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm gonna come. And it's like, why are you so fucking surprised? That was the object of what we were doing here.
Yeah.
Do I have time left, or should I get off the stage?
Like a minute.
Like a minute? All right. Fine. Came up with a retirement plan recently because I'm 36 and I need to start thinking about those things. And I decided that crack is my retirement plan. They tell you this is a high that's so good you'll be chasing it for the rest of your life. If I've only got a few years left to live, like, you know, this is a cheap drug. I can afford that on Social Security. Anyway, have a great night, everybody.
All right, Sophia Florence, give it up, yeah. And I gotta tell you, man, do not knock VHS porn, man. That shit never buffers, ever. You may get a tape eat now and then, but, you know, that's life, right? All right, keep it moving along. We're gonna give it up to our next comic, which is Mary Horton. Give it up, Mary Horton, woo!